Hello and welcome to the bookshelf tour part 2. This time we're looking at this part of the bookshelf that I have in my living room. So let's start at the top, and for that I need to get up on the stool. So on the top here we have a Venus hair plant or something like that. I haven't looked it up in English. I'm doing a relatively good job at killing it. I hope I don't actually kill it, but it doesn't look great. Yeah, anyway. And then the first shelf here we have my children's books. We have the entire Swallows and Amazon series, which I read from maybe when I was 10 to I was 12 or something. I used to get 4 books for every birthday and Christmas, I think. And then eventually I got all of them. And then I have 4 books from the Elizabeth series, Elizabeth Gale series, I think it is in English. And I read the entire series. I still have the entire series. I don't know if I want to keep the entire series. These are translated into Norwegian, and the translation is really, really bad. Which I'm now realizing as I reread some of them. Then we have The Secret Garden, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, a tiny book called Christmas is a Time of Giving, and then the Faraway Tree Stories. So I think chronologically I read this one first, and then these, and then all the Swallows and Amazons, but I'm not quite sure. Then we have some children's books I've bought when I was adult. So we have The Invention of Hugo Cabret and Wonderstruck, also Crusading Jeans, and Peter Pan. Down one, we have what are these called? The thing to keep the books up that says book, which fun. So we have on this shelf a tiny plant that I'm doing my best to get bigger, but I don't know. And then we have a little octopus friend. I love him. And these are my sort of general fiction set to Europe, or set in Europe books. So I've ordered them chronologically. We start in medieval times, and then chronologically by setting. So we start in medieval times, and then Second World War, after the war, and modern times. And these are randomly put there because they're too tall. And this is a dandelion head, which I bought at Kew Gardens and I've talked about before. You can go back, my little octopus friend. Next we have, on the next shelf, fairy tales, and then another asparagus plant, which is not doing great. A tiny plant that is doing ish. And then we have the weird creature from Crimes of Grindelwald, a Russian nesting doll, a tiny little horse, and a cat. I got that cat for Christmas in one of the Around and Out present exchanges. That was lovely. Then we have another tiny plant that I'm doing my best to get big, but And then we have my collection of short stories and experimental fiction. So over here we have the experimental fiction, and then these are the short stories. Some of them I like more than others. One of the ones in here made me cry on public transport, so yeah. Slightly different. Down here we have a weird picture of me and my friends from years ago. My first ever piggy bank, which still has a few coins in it,
they're actually, I checked, and they're coins that are not in circulation in Norway anymore, so that's fun. Then we have poetry. This is a poetry zine, and then just all of the poetry. Included here are also the sonnets and a lover's complaint. So the lover's complaint isn't strictly poetry. But yeah, just loads of poetry. This poetry book is written by my great-grandfather. So that's really nice to have on my shelves. And then next down we have my nonfiction books. So we start with popular nonfiction about what's it called? Popular science thing. Popular science about biology, and then there's a memoir about being a shepherd, and then there's just like nonfiction about everything, physics and stuff. And then we move into memoirs. I also, for some reason, have one of my floras here, but that was because we were looking it up, and it felt better to have it here. So that's a memoir of being a Harry Potter fan, and then we have like some more memoirs, and then horse books. They're mostly memoirs as well. And then just some tiny books. These are my tiny books. So we have Very Good Lives, and then what's this one? Politics and the English Language, small book about runes, and then some like essays and stuff. And then here we have information about the local area. So like VEDA and maps and stuff. And then this is my book bean bag that I use if I'm reading a heavy book. And Kitty has decided to join us. Hello, Kitty. Okay. Next down we have like coffee table books, or like bigger books. So we have Treasured Trees of Q, and then we have The Story of Sex, which I really enjoy, which might migrate over to graphic novels, because it is definitely a graphic novel. Graphic history, I don't know. Then we have lots of stuff, and then here's the art books start. So the art books go all the way to here, and then some food books, like cooking books, and then drawing, and then the yearbook from my folk high school, writing tips, photo book, some stuff about horses. This was my textbook for folk high school, learning about horses. Souvenir guide for Q, and then a songbook, and a book about knots, and a book about fossil flora and the trees of Belize. And then we have, this is my this journal, and then some more recipes, and then my actual recipe book that I like write stuff in. So when I find a new recipe, I write it in here. And then we have my journals. So these are my journals in sort of order from oldest to newest. They are filled, and they were once in my leather case, and now they're just here in the archive. And then we have my journals in this box. We have the journals from 2014 to 2018, and then in this one from 2005 to 2013. Okay, we're soon done. At the bottom we have my Wendy magazines. So these are sort of comic magazines kind of things. And then we have some pocket versions and some like thicker versions, and then some old Donald Duck and some new Donald Duck. And in here we have just random magazines, mostly programs from things I've been to see. Oh no, I can't put this back. Okay, I'll do it later. And then in this one we have letters that I receive, and then down here are CDs that I don't have the heart to get rid of. And over here are stuff I need to get rid of, really. Yeah. So that's it for this bookshelf tour. There's a lot of stuff on my shelves, so expect the other ones to be long too. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!